Hello YouTube friends, this is Chrissy. Thanks for tuning into A Little Glam, A Lot of Mom. So this is about the time of the year when all homeschool moms are reflecting on the past school year, including myself. So for today's video, I thought I'd share with you our homeschool hits, what worked for us in the 2020 through 2021 school year, what we loved on, just basically a video of our favorites. Our most treasured homeschool resource this year and last year, so for now 2 years in a row, is the HearthMagic VIP membership. Now HearthMagic is a shop on Etsy. Amber at HearthMagic offers a membership hosted on Facebook where the members get access to every file in her Etsy shop. With the yearly membership, you get homeschool supplements and learning guides on a wide range of subjects and topics and for a wide range of ages. With the membership, you also get access to mentoring Zoom sessions, and I believe it's 1 to 2 individual consultations for homeschooling. It's just a beautiful community of support and inspiration and ideas. We use our membership resources all year long for all of our holidays, all of the seasons. We took advantage of all her resources that she has on Africa for a big Africa unit study we had this year, including a study on Wangari, Maathai, the environmentalist. We used her resources for ancient Egypt on hieroglyphs, ancient China study, which we're currently still making our way through, but you guys did see a video on the Chinese New Year and the Nyan Monster literature guide. I've shared over and over again on my favorite resource that she offers overall. It's her family literature guides. Some of my other favorite resources are her flashcard sets, like this alphabet one. My youngest loved these for learning phonic sounds. She has affirmation cards, form drawing cards. I love her seasonal cards for displaying on our nature table, like these. I used her resources for all of the holidays this year. I think I already mentioned that. For Halloween, she released a beautiful Room on the Broom set. I printed this list here of the HearthMagic releases just from January to April of 2021. She's released 24 PDFs. So basically, if there is a resource out of this entire video that I would say you have to go check out, it would be the HearthMagic VIP yearly membership. I'll link all of that information down below, including a coupon code that you can use in her shop. Okay, moving forward, the rest of these resources are in no particular order, and I promise I'll try my best not to spend so much time on them. So the next is this I Can Read series, specifically the older series, like the ones that are written by Arnold LaBelle and the Little Bear series. These books are just so enchanting and whimsical. They're animal characters, which my children love, and their stories are of family values and friendships. They're entertaining for the kids and just really sweet classics. These stories are what gave my daughter, who was a reluctant reader, the big push she needed. The spacing and the font is just also perfect for young readers. The illustrations are alive and enchanting, but not overly done and distracting, if that makes any sense. My Bella soared through the I Can Read series to this easy chapter book series called Zoe and Sassafras. It's enchantment mixed with magical animals and adventure and science, as each book features experiments, problem solving, investigation, math, and science journaling. It's wholesome stories founded on, again, family morals and a reverence for wildlife. It's a big hit in our home. There are about 16 chapters, so about 100-ish pages in each book in the series. The illustrations are black and white, but there are illustrations in each chapter, and my Bella loves that, and also a good-sized font for her to read. Alright, a quick mention to this Usborne fingerprint activity specifically for my preschooler. She absolutely loved this activity book. As you can see, included is an ink pad, washable, non-toxic ink, and inside the book are just spreads and pages of ideas and illustrations that the children can add to with their fingerprints. I thought that this was great practice for fine motor skills, hand-eye coordination, creativity, and just overall a lot of fun. I'm holding on to the last few pages of this book for her, so if you have a young one in your homeschool, so I highly recommend this resource. If you were around this year, you may have noticed that it was a big year of geography for us, and something the little kids and I enjoyed are the Little Kids First Big Book of the World by Nat Geo. I love that it's organized by continents, especially for my younger ones who are learning their continents of the world. And there isn't an overabundance, but just enough information on different topics for each continent and the countries in it. So for example, land or landform. There's also the weather for each continent, the people and cultures, traditions. There's a spread about animals on each continent, landmarks, and even a suggested activity related to each continent. Captivating real-life photography as always done by Nat Geo, and overall quick reads to keep the attention of my youngest, but informative. We all learned a lot from this book. So one of our favorite and longest unit studies this school year was on ancient Egypt. So naturally some of our favorites were found in this unit. Match a Mummy, the ancient Egypt memory game. This is not the usual memory match game. Instead of matching two exact images, you're matching two images that go with one another. So for example, the chessboard and the chess players, the perfume wax hat, and the Egyptian partygoer who wears this perfume hat, or the soldier and the chariot. So besides that unique quality of other memory match games, it gets even better. Included is this pamphlet to use as a guide, first as to which two cards or two images go together, but there's also a snippet of educational information to learn about each pair. So for example, the horse and the chariot says tamed domestic horses were brought to Egypt from Asia in ancient times around 1600 BCE, along with horse-drawn chariots. At first, pharaohs and other wealthy VIPs used this speedy form of transport for hunting. Small chariots were also great for battle as they were fast and gave fighters extra height. Egypt Magnified, another one of our most fun resources this past year. So the gist of this book is that it's a search and find book, but the first thing that sets it apart is that included is this magnifying glass incorporated in the book. So it's made of a heavy-duty cardboard for like the handle and the rim, but the glass itself I would say is better quality than one from Dollar Tree. So another thing that sets this book apart is that every page of this book is a real place of ancient Egypt. So for example, the Great Pyramid. In each spread, there will be a list of 10 things to spot within the page, with a brief fact about each thing or person you're looking for. For example, here we're looking for water. The image is a worker tossing what seems to be water out of a bucket, and it reads, builders probably use sleds to pull heavy stones across the sand. They wet the sand to make it easier to pull the sled. I'll give a better example here. We're looking for a builder, and it reads, the Great Pyramid was built by around 100,000 paid workers that lived in camps nearby. So super neat facts to be learned. And also so many places to learn about in ancient Egypt, inventions, the library, death and the mummification process, which was so interesting to my kiddos, Cleopatra, the Sphinx, and King Tut's tomb, of course. So there is a castle and pirates title in this series, which hasn't attracted us very much, but they might be neat as well. I do know that in June there will be an ancient history title released, and it's already in my cart. Letters from Afar subscription. Again, if you tuned in at all this year, you'll know about our geography and cultural studies. So this shouldn't be a surprise. So for about $7 a month, we receive in the mail this handcrafted letter from a woman named Isabel and her travels all around the world. beautiful, one-of-a-kind artwork, adventure stories about landmarks, native plants, animals, and the people, cultures, and traditions for each country she visits. In each letter, she also includes a search and find prompt. For example, in this letter from her travels to South Korea, she prompts the reader to find 7 honeybees hidden throughout the letter. My littles just love this touch to each letter. With the older subscriptions included were 2 vintage stamps with each letter, and we loved these. We observe them, we talk about them, and sort them. However, the vintage stamps have been discontinued and replaced with field notes. I'll admit that we were a bit sad to receive this news of the discontinued vintage stamps because we loved collecting them, but still exciting. Now we get to collect vintage looking field notes and a map for each country. I'm thinking that we'll make a field note journal out of them, or maybe we can try and puzzle a complete world map. Still the same beautiful handcrafted and thoughtful letters with the new changes and all, and so we continue to look forward to our letters from afar. This resource should be no surprise at all, and this is the Sunblocks Math Blocks. We have used and abused these block sets for all sorts of hands-on math lessons and activities. Solid beechwood stacking number blocks, and the neatest thing about them is that each number block height represents its value. So these blocks have helped us improve numeracy and hand-eye coordination and motor skills in my 2 youngest. With my 2nd grader, we've used them to practice addition, fact families, and subtraction. And this upcoming year, they will be used for multiplication and division. Our set included a pamphlet with some guidance on how to use them and 3 activity cards for 3 games. I love that with every set purchase, the company contributes to reforestation. I can go on and on, so I'm just going to link my other videos with this set in action, so go watch it if you haven't. For several of our nature studies this school year, we really enjoyed the Firefly Nature School Nature Studies. This one is on the surface, a moon study we did back in January. So what it is, it's just a download and a printable nature study. They offer dozens and dozens of subjects and topics and bundles on their site. In this study, we practice skills in astronomy, reading, writing, history, research, creative writing, expression, making a model, journaling, and observation. Every study has educational information on the topic, outdoor exercises, hands-on projects, writing prompts, lesson extensions, and worksheets related to the study. What I enjoyed about these nature studies is that they did a good job at balancing the studies with hands-on projects, time spent outdoors, and on paper. It's been a resource I can easily modify and stretch for the wide range of ages of my students. It's been easy to simplify for my youngest and supplement for my teens. We also use this resource for a bird study and purchased one of their bird bundles, and I anticipate us purchasing a lot more nature studies from them for the upcoming years. So when I asked my teens what their favorite homeschool resource was, besides all these new pets they've adopted, which has been full of lessons and learning, but they both agreed on the good and the beautiful language arts. My son said that the instruction and guidance was in depth. Since this is a self-paced curriculum, I believe what he's saying is that lessons like dictation and vocabulary prompts or just overall help can be found on their website or in the grammar and writing guide. The worksheets are easy to follow. My daughter says that she enjoys how diverse it was in all subjects. It incorporates literature, grammar, writing, poetry, art, and geography. So for example, here you'll see some map and geography tracing and labeling work on the boroughs in New York City. This here was a lesson on using a light source for shading in an art project. There are poetry memorization cards and geography cards. So that's another thing that's neat, is that since there is so much geography incorporated in the curriculum, upon completion of all 4 years language arts, they've earned a whole credit in geography. Writing is such a big component in the high school years especially, so the writing and grammar guide is just so helpful for them, and again with links to further video or audio tutoring online. Something that I, as a parent, can appreciate about this curriculum is that the literature titles incorporated with the curriculum are classic novels, which of course you can find at the library, bookstore, or Amazon, but have also been republished by The Good and the Beautiful to exclude profanity or sexual influence from the text. So I always say this, it's so cliche, but just as it is in the name, this curriculum is good and beautiful. I can see us loving on this language arts curriculum for the remaining of our high school years. To end, looking back on this school year, I think that we can all agree that our most treasured lessons and resources were just the moments that were found in the simple, everyday opportunities and experiences that were gifted to us when we chose to do learning and life together.